A good estate plan can preserve family harmony and reduce the risk of fighting among your beneficiaries. Hi, my name is Richard Chamberlain and I'm an estate planning attorney in Perrysburg, Ohio. We're working through a series of videos on the 5 reasons why you need to do good estate planning. And this video covers the 4th reason, and that is to preserve family harmony. Now, when you do an estate plan, you're essentially controlling who's going to be in charge of your estate, who's going to receive what, and how those things are going to be done. In our video on avoiding unintended results, we covered all those issues in more detail. But in addition to being in control of those things, what you're doing by preparing that estate plan is you're avoiding the possibility that your beneficiaries or your loved ones could fight over those things. And nobody really wants to see their family fighting over money or how property is going to be distributed. A lot of people come to us and they say that their family, they all get along. That wouldn't happen to us. But unfortunately, we've seen situations where families that got along fine before mom and dad passed away end up fighting over things because the plan hadn't been set up correctly. So let's talk about how that might happen. So let's assume that Mary is a widow and she has 2 children, a son and a daughter, and her goal is to divide her property equally between them upon her death. She has a bank account and she goes to the bank and she makes that account payable on death, or POD, to her son and her daughter. Now, upon her death, the son and the daughter go to the bank and they bring Mary's death certificate and they present that to the bank, and the bank cuts the account in half. It says, here's half for daughter and here's half for son. And they each go their separate ways. And it seems like that was a really good result because it was very easy and very simple. No courts had to be involved. And unfortunately, we skipped a couple of steps in there, because what happens is Mary has, as part of her estate administration, her final expenses need to be paid. Her medical bills need to be paid. Her funeral expenses, burial expenses need to be paid. Her final income taxes may need to be paid. And somebody needs to do those things, and somebody needs to be in charge of making sure those things are done. Typically, that's done either through a probate with the executor being in charge of those things, or if there's a trust, then the trustee is in charge of those things. But in the case where Mary used a payable on death beneficiary designation on her assets, and that could be a transfer on death beneficiary designation on her house, could be any kind of mechanism to bypass probate. But what we get is nobody's in charge. And here's where the potential for conflict comes in. So one of the kids, or maybe both of the kids, went to the funeral home after Mary died, and they arranged for her funeral and they agreed to pay the cost of the funeral. Usually what happens is one of the kids signs on the contract to be responsible for the payment of the funeral and burial costs. And when there's an estate, either a probate or a trust, then the executor or trustee pays those expenses out of the estate funds. In this case, with Mary, her property went directly to the son and the daughter. There was no estate. And so now it becomes the responsibility of the kids to chip in for the payment of those expenses, whether it's the funeral or the final medical expenses or even the income taxes. If everybody gets along and everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing, then everything is fine and everybody chips in their share on those expenses. But unfortunately, as I said, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes one of the beneficiaries says, well, you know, I didn't agree to pay those expenses. I didn't sign up to pay all that for the funeral, so I'm not going to chip in. And there's no way that they can be forced to. It becomes the responsibility of the person who signed on the contract to be responsible for those expenses. And so then we see relationships break down. We see sometimes fighting among the beneficiaries. We even see some beneficiaries suing other people over the way things are being done or not being done. With a good estate plan, we avoid the risk of those things happening. We have someone in charge, we have a process that can be followed, we have funds as part of the estate that would be used to pay expenses and taxes and burial. And then after all of those things are done, then the assets are distributed among the beneficiaries the way the person wanted. So by having a good estate plan, we avoid the risk of disputes or even lawsuits among our beneficiaries. We preserve family relationships and make everything happen the way we want it to. So if you have any questions about your estate plan, or you'd like to talk to one of our attorneys about putting together a good estate plan for yourself, you can call our office at 419-872-7670, or you can go to our website and request an appointment there. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.